Hello, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. I'm a medical microbiologist, and today we're going to be talking about male contraception. I know this is a topic that is not really spoken of everywhere. The whole world is talking about women, female contraception, female birth control, and women have about 12 options, but men have about 5 or 4, and it's rarely spoken of. And for the male contraceptions, we just have condoms, which are widely used. Many married people and single people don't like to use condoms. So why am I promoting, or why am I encouraging men to actually go into birth control or male contraception, or look into it or think about it? If you're married, take a look at how a woman's body works. Like, from when a woman starts to see her period, menstruation starts, her hormones are always moving. Ovulation is not very cool. She has PMS, premenstrual stress, and a lot of things. And apart from that, she has to give birth, hormones moving again up and down. And after giving birth, there's postpartum, there's the antenatals, there's after she has given birth, the hormones are trying to adjust. Now, when she's trying to control, her cycle, like when she's trying to do birth control in order not to get pregnant, or when she has had the amount of children that she has, she doesn't want to get pregnant anymore, so she has to go into contraception so that her body can be able to adjust, and she can be able to have a regular life and still have a healthy sex life with her husband. But the female contraceptions are a lot, and it affects the woman's hormonal cycle, it affects her libido, it affects her thinking, it gives her acne, she puts on weight. Sometimes she has a lot of irregular menstruation, and sometimes she's always having patches of blood, dots of blood that she discharges during times of the day that she's not expecting. So these are some things that men should really consider. If we are coming together to have a family, you should also be considerate, knowing that you and your spouse are having these children together and want to have a good life together. I think that both male and female should go into male contraceptions at the same time or at different intervals in their lives, so that each other's bodies may rest. When a woman takes a lot of contraception for a long period of time, it acts a lot on her body, and she can go into menopause much earlier than expected. She can develop a dry vagina earlier on than expected. She can have a lot of mood swings. She'll always moody. She'll have low libido. And these are a lot of things that many men are not sensitive about. That's because, according to what many women have concluded, that men are selfish people. Men are insensitive to these things. Because just imagine if you have a wife who is always going through a lot, the children, the stress with the children, taking care of the kids, and have to go through pills as well, and she can't even have a healthy sex life, all the irregular menstruation, all of that. It will be good if men should look into it and see how they can support their wives also in this contraception, that looking into male contraception or male birth control. The first point I have is abstinence. Well, abstinence for single men, yes, but when you're married, there's no way you can be abstinent. And abstinence for single men still is something that we're going to doubt if it's going to work, because abstinence is also another form of male contraception. The second is coitus interruptus. That means the withdrawal method. That means while a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, are having sex, the man withdraws before he ejaculates. That before, when he feels like he's about to ejaculate, he withdraws out of his wife. He pulls out of his wife's vagina and ejaculates out. But how feasible is that, knowing that a lot of men have erectile dysfunction, do 2 minutes of sex, and also they are going through a lot, especially when you're having a stressful day and you're not physically active, or you don't do a lot of physical exercises. That may also help you to withdraw, to be very sensitive during sex with your spouse. So those are things that a man should look into. I know most men who are physically active, who do a lot of sports, are more likely to practice coitus interruptus or the withdrawal method. Now, the third we have is the pill, the male pill. Now, this actually suppresses the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, and it stops the body from producing the man's body from producing healthy sperms. So that means that there will be no fertilization. The sperms will not be able to fertilize the egg even when the man ejaculates into the woman. This is a very good option, and to some level it reduces the testosterone in the male, so a man can easily gain weight. Remember that testosterone is a hormone that really helps men to lose weight easily. So the male is more likely to gain weight, have a low libido, have acne, headaches, and a lot more. So if a man is not really comfortable with this, I would then suggest he goes into using condoms. But condoms does not stop you from having condoms, which is the fourth point. Condoms does not stop you from having STDs or HIV. And to some married couples, they cannot be using condoms with their spouse. The sensation is not the same as to what a lot of men have said, that they cannot use condoms, but they are more lighter condoms and they are more lubricated, which they could actually use to help their spouse. And most married people will say that their spouses or their husbands don't buy condoms. I mean, when you're married, you don't use condoms anymore. Many married couples don't use condoms. So if you have had all your children and you cannot see yourself, well, you cannot be called to do, or you don't, or you're not interested, or you're not active enough, or you're the average male who goes to work every day and who doesn't have time to work hard, so you wouldn't be able to do the coitus interruptus, that's the withdrawal method. You don't like using condoms with your wife because you feel the sensation is not going to be the same. If you don't want to take the pill because of the side effects of gaining weight, acne, low libido, etc., well, you can't be abstinent if you're married. That maybe you should look into vasectomy. And this is the fifth point. Vasectomy, actually, your body will still be producing semen. You will be able to ejaculate. But in this case, there's a minor surgery that is done, and it actually cuts the tubes through which the semen, the sperm passes to enter the semen. So that means that you will be having good erection. It won't affect your erection. It wouldn't affect your libido. It wouldn't give you acne. You wouldn't gain weight in any form. But what's going to happen is that you are going to be ejaculating semen with no sperms in it. That means your wife is not going to be able to get pregnant. And I think this is a very, very good form of contraceptions for male. I mean, the woman can do it for 2 years, 3 years, and then the man does it. Because what you can do is you can actually tie the tubes or you cut them permanently. But what most couples do that I have met, they normally tie the tubes. They will tie the tubes, and maybe after a couple of years, they can let the tubes open and interchange. But I would suggest, my advice is that if you can take 2, 3 years or 4 years, you can do a little surgery and you tie your tubes for that time, and then while your wife is off the pill or off any form of contraception, and then you can have a really healthy life. And after that, your time is over, she can do the same. She can go tie her tubes, and then you might have a good healthy life, and you won't experience low libido. You ejaculate normally. It won't affect the quantity of your sperm or the quality of your sperms. I've had a lot of people say it's going to affect the quality of your sperms, or that you will really, really, really be healthy. So please don't be selfish in your relationship, in your marriage. Be considerate also to the woman, knowing that these contraceptives will make her actually age quicker. It will make her reach menopause quicker. Please also be considerate if you're married. Be sensitive to this topic. Discuss about this with your wife. Discuss about this before you get married, because this is not something that you would think, I know many African men look at it like, we are supposed to be reproduced. I remember I suggested this to a couple of men in Africa, African men or black men, and they were like, here in Cameroon, and they were like, a man is supposed to be producing. I'm like, but if you're with your wife and you're finished having your kids, why would you still want to be producing sperms? You'll be producing semen but not sperms. And it's like, but why? A man is being formed to procreate, but your procreation has ended with your wife, except you want to go into adultery, and it's up to you. But my suggestion is that you look into it. These surgeries are very, very readily available, done in hospitals. So just get to the right hospital and get that done. And I'm telling you, it is better to have a healthy relationship, a healthy sexual life with your spouse, than having your spouse not be in the mood all the time, your wife not being in the mood all the time, having low libido, having a dry vagina, having a menstrual, discharging blood while you're having sex with her, having acne, gaining weight because of these pills. I do pray that this short teaching has really enlightened men and women or couples, inspired us, and actually thrown light into a lot of things concerning male contraception. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.